Hello, I'm Kristin with the Rogers Public Library, and this week for Quilled Creations we will be making a goat. So in your craft packet you will have 2 strips of gray, 1 strip of white, and a strip of black, and I'll show you how to make it. So to begin, we're going to take our 4th strip of black and slip that onto our quilling tool and roll it up into a very tight circle. And we are not going to let it go when we're done. We're going to go ahead and seal it up as a very tight circle still on our quilling tool. And once that's sealed up with our glue, then we can take it off and we have our goat's eye. So we'll set that to the side. Next, we're going to take our white and we're going to cut it into thirds. We'll take one of those thirds and roll it up, and we can let it go, and then go ahead and seal it up. Then we're going to pinch it into a triangle shape. So pinch one part as if you're going to make a teardrop, and then pinch the rounded end of the teardrop into points as well. There we have our triangle. So we'll set that aside. And the next 2 pieces are going to be our goat's horns. So we'll roll up our white and let it go. And then seal it up. And then we're going to pinch it into a teardrop shape, and then we're going to curl it. So we're going to push on the rounded end against our finger to make it a little curled teardrop. So that is one horn, and then we'll make another one just like this. Once we have both our horns, we can move on to our goat's body. So we're going to take one of our gray strips and cut it in half. And we're going to roll this piece up into a loose circle. We can let it go. I'm going to unroll or fluff it up a little bit. Then we can remove it and seal it up. And this piece we're just going to kind of gently squish it into an oval shape. If you need to, you can kind of roll it back and forth a little bit between your fingers to get those rounder edges so that we don't have any points. And we'll set that aside for a moment. We'll roll our other half up. We want to make an even bigger oval. So we'll let it go, and then we'll fluff it up even more than the last one. So we want this to be even bigger. Then we can seal it up. And again, we're just going to kind of gently press it to make a fat oval shape. Our last strip of gray, we're going to cut into fourths. So we'll cut it in half, and then cut those two halves in half to get our fourths. So two of these are going to be legs. So we will start by rolling them up. We can let it go, but we're going to keep it pretty small. So we're going to go ahead and seal it up. And then we'll pinch it into a little rectangle. So you can kind of squish it flat, pinch the sides, and then just rotate it a little bit. So once it's pinched, you kind of push to your left or your right, and then pinch that other edge to give you a little rectangle. And that is one leg. Now we need one more rectangle to be our other leg. Once we have both our legs, we can take another one of our fourth strips, and we're going to roll this one up to be the tail. So we'll roll it up and let it go, but again, we're going to keep it small so we can go ahead and seal it up. And then we're going to pinch this one into a teardrop shape. So just grab a spot and pinch, and then you have a little teardrop shape. And now our last gray is going to be the ear. So we'll roll it up, let it go, and again, this one we're going to keep small. So we'll go ahead and seal it up. And then we're going to pinch it into kind of a marquee or eyeball shape. So pinch on two sides, kind of flatten it out. And then we're just going to round it a little bit. So you can put it against your finger and then push on both points to make it a little rounded marquee. This will be a little ear. So now we have all our pieces. We just need to put them together on our background. So I'm going to start with the body. So we'll just pick a spot that we want to put our goat and add the body. I'm going to put mine kind of climbing on the fence over here. So there is my body. Now we'll add our legs. So I'm putting some glue on the back so we can put it onto the paper, but then also a little bit on the top of the leg where it's going to connect to the body just to help hold that in place. And we'll grab our other leg and do the same thing. We'll put them on our body on the underneath side, one towards the back and one towards the front. Now for the head, I'm going to take our head, but we're also going to take our little eye, and we're going to put the eye in the head. You can pick where you'd like your eye to be, and you're just going to kind of squish it in there between some of the loops. Then we can add our glue to the back of the head and the eye. And then again, a little strip of glue where we're going to connect the head to the body. Then we can take our little ear. And since this is a layer, it's just going to go, instead of on the paper on the background, it's going to go on top of the head and overlapping the body a little bit. Then we can grab our tail and add some glue, and again add a little strip of glue where it's going to touch the body. I'll add that on top of the back of the body. Now we're going to give our little goat a beard, and that is our triangle in white. We'll put some glue on the bottom and where it's going to touch the face right here at the front under the chin. And then we just have our horns. So we'll add some glue, and then we're going to put them on top of the head, pointing back. And we'll just put the two of them next to each other. And there is our completed little goat. That is our quilt creation for this week. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week to add another farm animal to our scene. Bye.